Jai Hanuman friends. Today we are gonna share some insights or share some knowledge about overthinking and how to get over this problem of overthinking. So what is overthinking? Overthinking is not, when you're planning for something, when you think to do certain things. Overthinking is not that. Instead, overthinking is when you continuously or when you intermittently in certain intervals think about something which has happened in the past, or something, mostly it will be related to um, people around us. It may be siblings, it may be any member of the family, if they have said something, or maybe you have talked something which is not needed, or you have done something which is not needed. So what happens is we keep on thinking about it over and overly, and we get into new problems instead of solving that original problem. The overthinking may come from simpler day-to-day issues, or if we have like more serious issues, like if we have kids with any kind of challenges, that is something which we need to deal our entire life. So the overthinking comes in those situations, or when the relationship between the spouses is not good, the overthinking comes into these pictures. So when we have serious problems, yes, we do think about the same thing again and again. Even if we do not have serious issues, your life is going very smoothly, but sometimes we have a habit of digging back. Somebody said something to you, or somebody did not act according to our wish, or something like that. It could be anything. So usually when does this overthinking occur? When we are idle. Most of the times when we are idle, we tend to do this. And I think this mostly occurs in women than men. I think women face this more than men. So, you are washing dishes, and suddenly, out of nowhere, a thought comes about something, like either somebody said something to you, or you have invited friends, and suddenly the thought comes, oh, what should I cook? How should I decorate my house? Or then, instead of stopping there, the thought continues with a what if. A fear enters when we think, oh, what if it does not go right? What if something happens? So when the thinking continues, the fear factor comes into picture. So when the fear factor comes into picture, this may not happen in one instance. It may, at a particular period of time, you thought about something. Then, after a little while, that thought continued. And what if that fear factor came into picture? Then, after a little while, that fear factor, goes forward and develops into something else. So, if we keep on thinking about unnecessary things, from thinking, from planning, to overthinking, to getting into future consequences, or getting into fear. Fear leads to lack of self confidence. Lack of self confidence leads to so many things, so many problems in life. So we may be thinking, this is just overthinking. We think a little bit more than usual, but what is it gonna do? It is gonna do a lot of damage, personally, with our own self confidence. And also it does a lot of damage with our surroundings. It may be peer group, it may be family, it may be friends, it may be colleagues, anything. So what is that we can do to get out of this overthinking? We all have, in our day-to-day life, we all have, like lot of problems, lot of issues going on. Nobody is completely without any problems or anything. So it is first thing what we need to understand is it is okay to have a problem. There is nothing wrong. For example, some people have this stigma that, everything should be perfect in their life. Nothing should go wrong. And they thrive for that nothing should go wrong, everything should be perfect. So when they are having that kind of expectation, when even a certain small thing, if it does not go according to their, will, or according to their wish, they get upset. It keeps on ringing again and again. Why did that happen? Why did this happen? So for us, the first thing what we need to understand is, it's okay. It's okay to be not perfect. That is the first thing we need to understand. And the second thing is, it's okay. Sometimes we make mistakes without our knowledge. So when a mistake happens, the best thing is to be in awareness, correct ourselves, and not to repeat the mistake. If we keep on repeating the mistakes, then that is something which is unforgivable. But if we can control ourselves and not repeat that mistake, then we can understand that this life is not always perfect. It may not go according to what we plan or according to what we expect. So that's okay. Let go and then continue. So when these thoughts keep on bothering you, you are especially this happens when you're idle. Maybe when you're washing dishes, or when you're cooking, when you're all alone by yourself, or when you're in meditation. Most of the times it happens even in meditation. We sit, we start with a meditation process, we are focusing on our breathing, and suddenly these thoughts come into the picture. Oh, what did I say? What did I talk? Why did I talk? Why did that happen? All those things, one after one. This is like a trigger point. And, after one thought, another thought comes. After one thought, another thought comes. And these thoughts, they go into a certain level where our mind is gonna get affected with that. Those sometimes it gets into those negative thoughts. And those negative thoughts, as I said earlier, you know without even our knowledge, a fear factor enters our body. So when fear or anger, or all the unwanted energies enter into the body. So what happens when these things happen? What the overthinking can lead to is, when your cells um, try to realize the fear, or try to feel the energy of the fear or anger, the cells start to act. We are these days we are seeing lot of autoimmune disorders. We are seeing lot of mental disorders. We are seeing lot of hallucinations. People, they hear something from inside. So why do you think all these problems are occurring? Because of this. One of the reasons is this overthinking, where we think which is not necessary. We can curb that thinking, we can get into action, we can get the thing done, and we can forget about it. Instead of that, instead of doing or getting into action, we keep on thinking, oh, I should have done this, or I will do this, or what happens if I don't do this. To overcome this overthinking problem, the best thing, whenever you you come across a problem, or whenever your mind says this is a problem, or when something starts to bother you, the first best thing to do is to get into action. What is that? Observe what is that bothering you. Is there a link missing? Something needs to be done to to correct that, or to fulfill that, so that it doesn't bother you. And get into that action. Do that action. and make sure that the action is aligned with the righteousness, aligned with the dharma. Do the right thing, what needs to be done at that particular time. So when you do, what happens is something is bothering. When you completely, don't procrastinate your actions, do the action and see what happens. Automatically, the thought disappears from your mind because that problem is solved, that thing is done. There is nothing more to think about it. Instead, sometimes what happens is when we are doing this action, we try to um, connect, or we try to expect something out of this action. That is an attachment to the result of that action. So what happens? You do something and you expect, oh, it should go in a certain way, and it does not go in that way. So again, immediately what happens? The mind starts to think, oh, I thought, this should happen and it did not happen that way. And the entire day, you ruin the day with those thoughts because there was an attachment to that action's result. So instead, do the thing what you're supposed to do and let go of it completely. Do not attach to the result of that action. Then you see how your mind is, how your behavior is. You will completely see an upside down in our behavior. The most important problem for us is letting go of these results. Whenever we do something, we think automatically we think that result should be according to our wish. That is the reason for most of our problems. But once we start letting go of those results and just do the action and then just let go of the result, then you will see that these thoughts do not bother you. So we are going to talk, like how we will look into different situations which go around in our day-to-day lives and how we react, and how, what is the best way, to solve that problem. And little, little tips and tricks we are going to learn how to get over with this overthinking. For example, when it comes to kids, we see this, we are with our kids. We, whether it is, whether with their eating habits, or whether with their studying habits, or any kind of other activities, we should understand, we do not understand the potential of the child in most of the cases. What we do is what is going around in the surroundings, what our friends' kids are doing, what the other, how is the competition currently. We focus mostly on that instead of focusing on the child's capability or child's caliber. Instead of that, we focus on everything else. So what happens when our focus is not on the child's caliber? We try to push them to do certain things, where if the child is not capable of doing that, he won't do that. So the challenge comes there. He is not doing according to your wish. Your mind starts to think, why is he not doing? Why is he doing like this? Why is he not listening to me? All, so much of thinking goes on. Instead, give a break to that thinking and think, what is the problem exactly and what needs to be done. Think, in this situation what we are talking, what is his caliber, what does he want to do. Instead of us pushing what we want them to do, if we can think what he wants to do or what he wants to eat. Sometimes they do not want to eat healthy. I think in these current days, this is the biggest challenge for us. Why does he not want to eat healthy, or why does he want to drink which is not good for health? So we keep on thinking about it, we keep on worrying about it, we keep on, bothering ourselves about it. Instead, talk to them about it once or twice. That's it. Don't keep on pushing them with the same thing over and over. So, what happens is when we talk to them once or twice, it goes and sits in their mind, and ask them to do an exercise, or find out what happens if they eat certain things or if they drink certain things. Give them an exercise where they can find out the result of this. That way, even if they don't agree with you in this current day, slowly, maybe in a week, maybe in a couple of months, maybe in a year's time, they will definitely understand that whatever they are doing is not good for them. Over a period of time, they are going to change themselves. Do not push them to do certain things over and over. If they are not doing, that's okay. Let go. Don't push them. But just be vigilant. What is going on? And at this, I'm only talking about food or, certain drinks like Coke or anything. If it is extreme, yes, we need to take action in going to counselors or going to rehabs or certain things. So don't take uh, these, whenever I'm suggesting something, don't take it for everything, granted for everything. Each situation has a different way to solve the problem. This is something simpler on our dining table if they are not eating vegetables, or if they are eating more of cookies, something like that. So talk to them, explain them the benefits of healthy eating, benefits of balanced food, and you are the one, parents are the one who is cooking. So make sure when you are cooking, you put vegetables, you incorporate vegetables in some or the other way, whether it may be a juice, whether it may be, if you are having the habit of cooking any, meats or anything, just incorporate some vegetables into it, or in any certain way. If they're not eating fruits, just, in the beginning days, open an orange for them and give them a piece to eat. um, and encourage them every single day. Put them on the dining table and encourage them. If they are eating, that's fine. If they are not eating, the problem comes when they are not eating. So when they are not eating, it's okay. Don't get into your head and don't bother so much, and don't keep on repetitively thinking about it that they are not eating. The best thing to do is, in these situations, is, going into surrenderance. For me, if I face this kind of situation, I do what I'm supposed to do. I give them good food. I give them, like, I tell them not to drink, and then I stop and I just let go it to the divine. You do what you think is right. I have done my job. You have given me the energy, or you have given me the knowledge what I'm supposed to do, and I think you have let me do that, and now I'm just letting go. So once you surrender completely, then the change is going to come slowly. They are going to change. Whatever you have put in their mind, it is going to slowly come into picture, come into, and they're going to change. When you're seeing extreme cases, you are finding something which is very unusual in their bags, go even in their presence, or even if it's not in their presence, go through their bags, like, every week or certain days, you need to go through their bags when they come from school. What is there in their bag? What are they carrying? What is going on? And try to have conversations with them. When you have these kind of conversations, or when you find something, don't panic immediately. Oh, what is going to happen? Oh, I saw this. Don't panic. Instead, if any of the spouse has that tendency to panic, let the other spouse take the control of that situation, and try to handle the situation in such a way that, don't pounce on them, and do handle it gently. Try to explain them what happens with this, and if needed, go for counselings, parental counselings, kids counselings, and do not overthink. The problem is when we come across these kind of problems, the overthinking comes into picture. We keep on thinking, oh, what if, what if, what if? All the negative thoughts go like a train. One negative thought attaches to the other, another negative thought attaches to the other. Breaking the loop is very important. So when a negative thought comes to you, whether it's about your kids, or whether it's about spouse, whether it's about parents, whether it's anything, anybody, when a negative thought hits you, break it. How do you break it? There are so many tricks. Start whenever, be in the awareness. Whenever the thought occurs to you, take deep breathing. Take 5 deep breaths. When you take those 5 deep breaths, what happens? That thought goes away. For some, they are so much into this overthinking that thought comes immediately after 2 minutes. For some, it happens. So when that thought comes in 2 minutes, do the same thing. Take a deep breath. Take 5 deep breaths. That thought goes away. It comes after 15 minutes. As soon as the thought comes, don't let that thought carry on with other thoughts. The secret is breaking the thought. So taking deep breaths, or sing a song. Whenever that thought comes, get into another habit. Sing a song, do some gardening, go outside, walk in the nature, something like that. The trick is to break the thought. So when you break that thought, eventually what happens is your mind knows that you're not interested to think about it over the time. So slowly the mind starts to settle down and those thoughts starts to disappear. For some, suddenly you sit and a thought comes. Sudden, something negative thought. Something happened to somebody or something happened to yourself. What you can do is, in those kind of negative thoughts, immediately you can put Hanuman in the thought. Just put Hanuman in the thought and just let go. Break the thought. The secret is to break the thought in overthinking. So when you break the thought in the beginning stages, they come over and over. It comes, now you break the thought. In 2 minutes, it will come back. In 15 minutes, it will come back. In half an hour, it will come back. In 2 hours, it will come back. It will come next day. So repeatedly do this, practice this, over the period of time. Practice this for at least a week, 2 weeks, a month. Then you see those thoughts won't come back to you. They will slowly settle down. And even if a problem comes, you know, get into the practice of getting into action. Do what you're supposed to do. Do the right thing, what you're supposed to do there, and forget about the result. Then those thoughts don't bother you because your conscious knows that you have done the job there and there is nothing to worry or there is nothing to bother about it. So that way, you start practicing these things slowly. You can get over this overthinking or these negative things, and keep yourself busy. Don't let your mind to sit idle. When the mind is idle, these thoughts, overthinking comes into picture, and sometimes it ruins the day completely with the fear, with the whatever we are thinking. So it has the capability to ruin the day. So don't let those thoughts overpower you. Instead, break the thoughts with an action or with a simple trick like breathing or anything. Same, if this is the scenario we were talking about kids, suppose we are talking about our siblings. They are not happy with us for any certain reason. Why are they not happy? Usually our thinking goes like this. Why are they not happy? I have done everything what I need to do. Even still, they have complaints. Or our mind thinks all these unnecessary nonsense. So instead, if a family member is not happy with you, think why they are not happy with me. Is there something from my side that the gap needs to be filled? A nice communication, a nice conversation usually solves the problem. If you are having trouble conversing, and good text message, nice, uh, peaceful communication with a text message also can solve the problem. Or if there is a gap, if something needs to be done, get into action, talk to them and tell them, if something needs to be done, I'm ready, I'm here for you to do something. You don't be upset. If you have anything, you talk to me and we can solve this problem. So that way, instead of thinking, that overthinking, what it does is it has the power to think so much of unnecessary consequences. Instead, get into action, talk to them and get over that problem, solve that problem and be happy. So that is, with the siblings. Same case in the workplace. If something is bothering you, instead of, oh, how should I, if I don't do this, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. So many things. It's like a train's bogie. Oh, it keeps on attaching. Instead, break that thought. Get into action. What needs to be done? If you have to communicate with your coworker, if you have to communicate with your boss, if you have to communicate with your subordinate, if you have to communicate with your employee, do that right away. Don't keep it for later and keep on thinking about it, or don't keep on pondering about it. Instead, finish it off right away. If you're having trouble facing that, give yourself a couple of minutes, peacefully sit and think what needs to be done the right way. So what happens when you give yourself 2 minutes and think of different consequences? When that right thing occurs to you, you will get a peace of mind within yourself. Oh, I think this is the right thing to do. And then do it. That's okay. Don't worry about the consequences which come back. Don't worry about it. Do the right thing, what needs to be done, and then just let go. Let go of it. That way, you don't overthink about any certain problem. So, if somebody, this is actually a very huge problem which is being faced by parents if they are having challenged kids or autistic kids, or kids with any kind of uh, challenges. um, I know it's not very easy to get over these things whenever, since this is an everyday activity which we needs to face every single day. It drains our energy to face these challenges. But overthinking does not help us to solve these problems in any way. Instead, it drains our energy and it hinders our energy to work with the kid. Instead, accept the problem. If your child is facing any kind of problems, accept those and don't do an overwhelming activity to solve this problem or to get over this problem. Instead, schedule your timings in such a way where you can give the time to your child, or where you can plan your day in a peaceful manner. because already the problem what we are facing is very challenging. And on top of it, if we plan our day in a very overwhelming pattern, it is gonna be more difficult for us to go through the day. Instead, don't make it very overwhelming. Spend the time with the child as much as possible, keeping your uh, activities in a planned way, in a lesser way. That way you don't overwhelm yourself, you don't overwhelm the child, you don't overwhelm the family. And always it is very important for both the spouses to be in action when these situations arise, or when a family has this situation. It's not advisable that only one parent has the burden of taking care of the child. So in this way, if we can lessen the burden on ourselves, we can overcome with this problem of overthinking. So this is another thing. And when it comes, I see this usually, when we go around, like, between the spouses, they have an expectation from the spouse that the spouse needs to do something in the household, chores or anything. So what happens is, when you have that kind of expectation, you're always in the thought that the other person is not doing enough. Always, whenever you see that person, whenever you see your wife or your husband, or your partner, your spouse, that thought immediately comes to you that they are not doing what needs to be done, because here there is an expectation from the other side of the from the other side. So when you are having that kind of expectation, it is very natural for your mind to bother you, or to keep on talking negative about them, or keep on expecting. In those kind of scenarios, don't expect from your spouse. Instead, you do what you're supposed to do. You do your job completely, 100%, and let go. Don't expect whether the other person is doing or not. Let go of their thing, but you do your thing first. What happens when you start to do 100% of yourself? Slowly the mind satisfies that the job is done, and the mind slowly stops expecting from the other person. When the mind slowly stops expecting from the other person, you will see, automatically you will see a change in the other person. They themselves come towards you and start helping you. Believe me, you might, when we talk about all this, it's easy to talk, but does it really happen? Yes, it happens when you give your 100%, and stop thinking or stop expecting from them. The complete problem is in the expectation. Always expectation. We expect from our kids, we expect from our wives, we expect from our husbands, we expect from our families, we expect from our parents. Everything is in this expectation. So when we curb this expectation, most of this overthinking problem can be solved. And whenever this overthinking comes into your mind, do these little things, as I said, breathing, or listen to nice songs, or listen to a good podcast, or read a good book, read a positive book. And spend time with kids. I find talking with kids is very, very, like, it gives very good energy. They give lot of ideas, how to deal with day-to-day things, or anything. Let it be anything. Play games with kids, every day. Spend time with kids. I find it very relaxing to talking with kids, or to spend time with kids. I find it very relaxing. So do those little things. That way, The main thing is don't keep your mind idle. Do something. If you don't have anything to do, I have a very good idea for you. Start learning 2 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita every single day. Every day, take 2 shlokas and memorize them. If you don't have anything to do this. It's not easy, for some of us to memorize the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. So it takes a while. Put your time into that. If not Bhagavad Gita, memorize, 2 shlokas or a shloka from Vishnu Sahasranamam. Memorize a shloka from Saundarya Lahari or something, anything which you are connected to. That way you can overcome this problem of overthinking. Instead of overthinking, there you get connected to the divine. And when you're connected to the divine, naturally you're reducing your karmic actions, and slowly the concept of surrenderance comes into the picture. Slowly we start to practice the letting go of the action is nothing but getting into surrenderance. So when we keep on practicing this, not to get attached to the result, slowly we start to get into the practice of surrenderance. And whatever comes in our life, big or small, we slowly stop reacting to them. And that's okay. Nothing happens. We can solve this problem. What is the right thing to do here? What needs to be done? If suddenly a health issue comes up, instead of panicking, what needs to be done? What is the right thing to do here? And do that and let go to the divine. That way, we are not attaching everything to our mind, and we are not overthinking about it, and we are not stressing ourselves, and we are not stressing our bodies, and we are not inviting any new diseases or autoimmune disorders or any kind of problems. This is the session, friends. I try to keep it very simple instead of, going into too much deeper. If you have any kind of questions in this, please go ahead and ask.
Thank you for the session, Master. It was really amazing, and I got answers for a few of my questions. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're welcome. And another thing, actually, this is very important. This is very, very important. Most of the times, why we do overthinking is with the surrounding people. What others think matters to us a lot. In 99% of the cases, what others think is a factor. So what I would suggest is how we are letting go of the result. There is something called let them. If somebody is thinking negative about us, let them. If somebody is going to judge us on that action, let them. Let them do what they want to do. We don't have to worry about what others think about us or what others do about it. So let them think or let them do what they do. The important thing is what we are doing. What we do is important. You be in the dharma and let anybody think anything, let anybody do anything, because most of the cases, the problems are so silly. If you think after 10 minutes, oh my God, that was so silly. Why did I think about it so much? Think, is this gonna affect me in after 10 minutes? Is this gonna affect me after 1 year? Is this gonna affect me after 10 years? Is gonna affect us after a little while. It is in that moment we are not able to get out of it.
Anybody has any questions, please raise your hands. I will unmute you. Any questions, anyone?
Sometimes I get a doubt, whatever I'm talking, does it really you're able to understand, or because I don't get any questions or anything in these sessions. Sometimes it makes me think.
It makes us think as well.
Ma'am, you explained everything so nicely. That's why we don't have doubts.
Yeah, it all comes to practice. I know it's difficult to practice these, but believe me, everything works. Like, we will see change in ourselves, and we will see when things come up, we do not react so much.
Masters, shall okay. This is first day. It is complicated. Which one is-
Okay, Mrunalini, I think no questions. So can you can you use
Yesterday's meditation.
yeah,
Okay.
I think somebody raised a hand.
Yeah. Shiva Garu. Just. Shiva Garu, you can unmute.
నమస్కారం మ్యామ్.
Namaskaram, Andy.
మ్యామ్ నేను స్టూడెంట్ మ్యామ్, బీటెక్ చదువుతూ ఉన్నాను మ్యామ్. నేను ఇది సెషన్ వినలేదు, సారీ. కానీ ఐఎమ్ ట్రయింగ్ టు అటెండ్ మ్యామ్. డైలీ నేను సెషన్ అటెండ్ అవ్వాలి, డైలీ ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడగాలని అనుకుంటూ ఉన్నాను. బట్ అసలు లేవలేకపోతూ ఉన్నాను మ్యామ్. అసలు పడుకునేటప్పుడు మార్నింగ్ లేవాలని అలారమ్స్ అన్ని రాసుకుంటున్నాం, అన్ని ప్లాన్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం. కానీ అస్సలు అవ్వట్లేదు మ్యామ్. మార్నింగ్ ఇప్పుడు 8కి లేస్తున్నాం మ్యామ్ రోజు. ఈ కాలేజ్ లో ఉండడం వల్లనో మరి ఏంటో తెలీదు. ఇంటి దగ్గర ఉన్న వాతావరణంలో మేము ఎప్పుడు కూడా 4-5 గంటలకు లేసేవాళ్ళం. కానీ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్, అంటే ఇక్కడ నేను ఎన్ఐటీలో ఉన్నాను మ్యామ్. బట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ చేంజ్ మ్యామ్. యాక్చువల్లీ అసలు మార్నింగ్ లేవకపోవడం వల్ల డే అంతా ప్రోకాస్టినేషన్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇప్పుడు లేచిన తర్వాత ఇంకంతా లేజీగా మొత్తం డే అంతా వేస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది మ్యామ్. టైం అంతా వీఆర్ అనేబుల్ టు మేనేజ్ ది టైం
properly. So let me ask you this question. As you said, మీరు ఊర్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు you're able to wake up, but now you're not able to wake up అంటున్నారు. So do you see any difference in your food habits?
Yeah ma'am, sure. We seen ma'am many things. Means after coming to NIT, the food habits mainly everything is changing ma'am. In village we are used to eat millets, we used to eat some leafy vegetables more, and we used to eat fruits more. But after coming to here, we are eating more wheat products, chapatis, more samosa, because here the tiffin is that. Here the tiffin is samosa. Here the tiffin is roti.
Oh, so
Yeah, ma'am. Entirely this is the.
so do you live in a hostel, or do you cook? Like, do you have a room for yourself? Do you cook, or do you live in a hostel?
Ma'am, I lives in a hostel, ma'am. College hostel.
Oh, so you go to the mess to have, you do not have any healthier options. Why don't you do one thing? Instead of eating that samosa for tiffin, why don't you buy fruits for yourself, oranges or anything, something instead of eating that samosa, why don't you go for a banana? That is enough.
అంటే yeah ma'am, we are trying to take this, but the problem here that consistently we are not taking it. Whenever we are taking we are getting that motivation, whenever we are feeling that we have to change these things, then we are moving to take the banana, we are taking decision to take these all things. The problem here is again the budget issue. Again we are paying the fee for the hostel. Again parents are sending near about 6-7 thousand and everything. We cannot
So
ask again. Yeah, that is
why
main issue.
don't you Yeah, why don't you talk to the management? Instead of giving samosas, why don't you explain them in a nicer way? Because samosa naturally it gives us lethargy. It is a
Mm.
tamasic food. There is no way you can eat samosa for, breakfast or for tiffin. There is no way you can eat that. So why don't you explain to them to, give an alternative, healthy diet?
Yeah. Yeah. We tried to convince them, ma'am, but they said that we will check, we will try. But very soon our graduation is going to be complete. But still now they're not convinced. They not tried to change anything in menu. But nowadays they are keeping that instead of samosa, they are keeping complete rice and roti. Morning also rice and roti, and evening also rice and roti. The problem here is the food only 2 times they will provide, ma'am. There is no 3 times food. Morning or afternoon, you can choose any one time. Same food you will get, and night. The problem is the managing the food is very problematic, ma'am. To here.
Yeah, you need to do something about the food, and also, self-discipline kicks in. Once what happens is our mind is always in such a way, when it gets into comfort zone, it wants to be in that comfort zone. Always our body loves to be in comfort zone. Our body loves to do what is not supposed to be done. We love that, but it is our duty, because we have a free will. So it is our duty to break that. Tell your mind, this is not the way it is supposed, life is supposed to be led. Self discipline needs to be kicked in. Okay, I need to get up, I need to get up, period. There is no other thought. Once you if you're supposed to get up, once your eyes open, don't be in the bed. Get up, sit. That way, you can change your habits. It's always within us how to we inculcate, self-discipline. If we keep on doing the wrong things, of course, wrong things are very attractive. They attract us to do more and more, whether it's with money, whether it's with anything, whether it's with discipline, whether it's with food. Why do we get attracted to eating bad food? Because that has that power. And if I go deeper, our surroundings, whatever, it has three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. So the food, if we go on eating the tamasic food, we get the laziness. If we chose to be, sattvic, listening to good words, listening to, whatever we listen, the important thing is practicing it, not just listening and letting go. Instead, whatever you listen, practice to that. Once we start doing, once we start changing ourselves, change occurs. Until then, nothing will happen. If you keep on listening, that will stay in its place, and you are going to be in its place. Whether it's with money, whether it's with food, whether it's with comfort, with anything, you need self-discipline to bring out yourself. That you have to do it. So
Yeah, ma'am.
యా
Yeah, ma'am. That realization.
రేపటి నుంచి తెలివి అవ్వగానే బెడ్ లో నుంచి లేచేసేయండి. వెదర్ ఇట్స్ ఫుడ్, వెదర్ ఇట్స్ ఎనీథింగ్, కీప్ దట్ అసైడ్ అండ్ డూ, కీప్ డూయింగ్. దట్ వే ఫుడ్ ఆల్సో ఫాల్స్ ఇన్ టు ప్లేస్.
Yeah, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. ఇంకొకటి మ్యామ్ అంటే one more thing, ma'am.
యా
Ma'am, actually, before I used to listen daily these classes, your class I used to attend every day. Before a month, before a couple of months before, I used to listen. But nowadays, what is going? I am not aware of the sessions, ma'am, because I am not trying to attend also. Means the due to of college, because my college starts at 10 o'clock, ma'am. 10 o'clock and it ends at 6 o'clock. But I'm in the final year. Within 2-3 hours, college will end. Up to 1 o'clock, my college will end. Complete day is going waste, ma'am. We are
No,
very.
that's okay. If when it is going on live, if you're not able to attend, that's okay. But make it a time to, these are all YouTube sessions. You can listen to them at any time. before going to bed also, you can just listen to the session and then go to sleep. That way, at least, that motivation you will have. When you listen to these classes, you will be motivated so that we do our daily activities in the right way. So even if before going to bed also, you can listen. These are all YouTube sessions. You can listen to them anytime. Not that you should listen. If you're not able to attend live is better, because everybody is here and we have a lot of energies. Even if live is not possible, try to at least listen at some particular time. And the most important thing is not just listening. Implementing is the key.
Ma'am, do you say one thing, ma'am? Means after wake uping, exactly what I should do? One thing, ma'am. After that, I will start my program, my schedule. Means to run effectively. What
To run
with what?
effectively, yeah, very good question. The first thing you need to do, after your nature calls, the first thing you need to do is pranayama. Get into a habit of breathing exercises. Once you start your day with the breathing exercises, your day will go very smoothly, no matter what time you wake up. Make sure that you wake up and do the breathing exercises. And if possible, physical activity. If not, do the physical activity later in the day. But breathing exercises is the key to start a day. Usually what happens is, whenever we wake up, we start with our phone. Either, whatever it may be on the phone. That is a big no. In the mornings, don't go to your phone. We don't need a phone in the morning. Do your breathing exercises. Do what needs to be done the right way. That is what is meant by doing the things in the right way. If you don't do your breathing exercises, you start your day with some nonsense, the day will go nonsense.
Yeah. And by the way, how to end, ma'am? The way.
And do it with a meditation. Nice, close your eyes and focus on your breathing, or do a guided meditation or anything, and end the day with meditation and then go to bed. You will have a very good sleep. Nothing bothers you. Even the dreams also. The secret to life is when you start to do the things in the right way at the right time, everything goes effortlessly. Even the universe will start to react to you. Like, it will give you whatever you need. It will provide you whatever without effort. If you are going to a certain place, the weather will be beautiful. Everything will be in your favor. So even the universe will react to you, your needs, if you are in the righteousness. So every action, what you do in a day, keep it the right way. What needs to be done, how it needs to be done. So once you start to live this kind of life, your day ends peacefully, your day starts peacefully.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable time and words.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Shalini Master, you explained it so beautifully. That's why we don't have any questions.
Any questions?
I also wanted to add, because the 2 points, like, because we are talking about overthinking, the sun gazing and the moon gazing, that
Yeah.
that helps us to balance our
Ac-
thoughts.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. I appreciate you bringing it up, because moon is the one which affects our mental health. Moon directly affects our mental health. So, gazing the full moon or gazing the moon, it's a beautiful idea to bring the thoughts into control, or to bring the mind into control. And with the sun gazing, usually sun helps us to keep, for our physical health. So for the sun gazing, what I would advise is not to do, when the sun is it's beyond 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Don't do it. As soon as the sun rises, the best time to do the sun gazing is as soon as the sun rises. Don't do in the later part of the day. Your eyes will be harmed. But for the moon gazing, it's amazing for mind. That's a very good point, Manasa Garu. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, I have one question. Like you were talking about, so the day goes peacefully, right? So when we go into that comfortable zone, we think like, okay, some other karma will get attacked, because usually it won't be that case where the where everything
Fear,
will go smooth. Yeah.
fear, fear.
So how to overcome that as well? So is it
Yeah,
possible for us to have all comfortable day?
that's a very good question. That's a very good question. So yes, when everything is going very smoothly, a small fear comes into picture. What if, what if this is so smooth? What if something comes up? The best thing to practice is surrenderance. When we are in complete surrenderance, that means even if something comes up, we just let go to him. We are ready to accept whatever comes up. So that is the best way to get over the thought of what if something bad happens.
Yeah, thank you, Shamini Master.
Yeah, it's always a good thought, even if something bad happens, we always should be in surrenderance and ask him for, the strength and energy needed to face that instead of running away from that.
Yeah, thank you, Master.
You're welcome.
హలో
Yeah, Satya Garu.
సత్యశ్రీదేవి యా అంటే తెలుగు మాట్లాడొచ్చా లేదా అని ఇప్పుడు దాకా రాలేదండి.
Actually, this is an English session, but that's okay. మీ క్వశ్చన్ ఉంటే అడగండి. I will answer.
నాకు 53 years అండి. ఒక 6 months నుంచి విపరీతమైన నెగిటివ్ థాట్స్ అంటే మామూలుగా లేవు. హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, మూడ్ స్వింగ్స్ దారుణంగా ఉన్నాయండి. అది ఏంటో కూడా నాకే అర్థం కావట్లేదు.
సో నెగటివ్ థాట్స్ హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాక వచ్చాయా లేదా నెగటివ్ థాట్స్ తర్వాత హెల్త్ ఇష్యూ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాయా?
నెగిటివ్ థాట్స్ తర్వాతే హెల్త్ ఇష్యూస్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాయి.
ఓకే, యా మీరు సెషన్ విన్నారా?
విన్నానండి, అర్థమవుతుంది కానీ నేను మాట్లాడలేను ఇంగ్లీష్.
దట్స్ ఓకే, అర్థం అవుతే చాలు. దట్స్ వాట్. ఏమవుతుంది అంటే మనకు తెలియకుండానే ఈ థాట్స్ ఏం చేస్తాయంటే ఒకదానికి ఒకటి, ఆ నెగటివ్ థాట్ అనేది మనం ఆపలేదు అనుకోండి, ఒకదానికొకటి అటాచ్ అయిపోయి అవి ఎక్కడి వరకు వెళ్ళిపోతాయి అంటే మనలో ఒకలాంటి భయాన్ని కలిగిస్తాయి, మనలో ఒకలాంటి ఆ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ తీసేస్తుంది. మనలో ఏమవుతుంది అంటే ఒక్కసారి మన బాడీలోకి భయము అనేది ఎంటర్ అవుతుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే ఆ భయము అనేది ఎంటర్ అవుతుందో మన సెల్స్ లో చేంజెస్ రావడం స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయి అన్నట్టు, మన కణాలలో, బాడీలో. సో ఎప్పుడైతే ఆ కణాలలో చేంజెస్ రావడం స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయో, వెదర్ ఇట్ మే బి డిజార్డర్స్, ఆటో ఇమ్యూన్ డిజార్డర్స్ కానివ్వండి, ఎనీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఆ డిజార్డర్స్ బయటికి రావడము అనేది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది అన్నట్టు. అందుకే ఈ థాట్ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. పాజిటివ్ థింకింగ్ ఉండాలి మనకి ఎప్పుడైనా. అందుకే మనకు పాజిటివ్ అఫర్మేషన్. ఎందుకు మనకు ఇది పాజిటివ్ గా కొన్నిసార్లు చెప్పుకోండి అని ఎందుకు అంటారు అంటే, ఎప్పుడైతే either this applies to your negative thought or to your positive thought. This is a very important point to note down. ఏమవుతుందట అంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఈ శరీరంలో ఒక జీవుడు ఉన్నాడు, ఆ జీవుడు వెనకాల ఒక పరమాత్మ ఉన్నాడు ఈ శరీరంలో. సో మనం ఎన్నో ఆలోచిస్తూ ఉంటాం, మనకు ఎన్నో ఆలోచనలు వస్తూ ఉంటాయి, వెదర్ ఇట్ మే బి నెగిటివ్ థాట్ ఆర్ పాజిటివ్ థాట్. సో ఏమవుతుంది, ఒక్కొక్కసారి మనం ఏదైతే అనుకుంటామో ఒక్కొక్కసారి అవుతుంది, వెదర్ ఇట్ మే బి నెగిటివ్ ఆర్ వెదర్ ఇట్ మే బి పాజిటివ్, అవుతుంది. చాలా సార్లు అవ్వవు. మనం నెగిటివ్ థాట్స్ ఎన్నో వస్తా ఉంటాయి కానీ అవన్నీ అవుతాయా? అవ్వవు. అట్లాగే పాజిటివ్ థాట్స్ కూడా అవుతూ ఉంటాయి కానీ అవి అవ్వవు. సో మనకి ఏం చెప్తారంటే, ఎప్పుడైతే మనము ఒక థాట్ రిలీజ్ చేస్తామో మన సంకల్పంతో పాటు ఆ లోపలున్న పరమాత్మ యొక్క సంకల్పం కూడా అక్కడ కలిసిందనుకోండి, ఆ థాట్ నిజమైపోతుంది అన్నట్టు, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నెగిటివ్ ఆర్ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ పాజిటివ్. అందుకనే నెగిటివ్ థింకింగ్ ఉండకూడదు అని చెప్తారు మనకి. అందుకే పాజిటివ్, ఒక 100 సార్లు పాజిటివ్ గానే థింక్ చేయండి. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఆ 100 సార్లలో ఒక్కసారి ఆ భగవంతుని సంకల్పం మీ సంకల్పంతో కలిసింది అనుకోండి, మీకు అది పాజిటివ్ అవుతుంది అన్నట్టు. అర్థమవుతుందని నేను చెప్పేది?
అర్థమైంది.
అందుకనే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు బ్రేక్ దట్ నెగిటివ్ థాట్. మీకు థాట్ వస్తే మీరు బ్రీదింగ్, ఇప్పటికైనా పర్వాలేదు, నెవర్ టు లేట్, మీరు శ్వాస మీద ధ్యాస పెట్టండి, డీప్ బ్రీదింగ్. ఎప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది మనం డీప్ బ్రీదింగ్ చేసినప్పుడు అంటే, ఆ నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది రిలాక్స్ అవుతుంది. సో ఒక్కసారి మీరు ఆ డీప్ బ్రీత్ చేయగానే ఆ నర్వస్ సిస్టమ్ ఎప్పుడైతే రిలాక్స్ అవుతుందో మీ మైండ్ కొద్దిగా రిలాక్స్ అవుతుంది. ఆ థాట్ అనేది మిమ్మల్ని బాదర్ చేయదు. ఆ బాదరేషన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది తగ్గిపోతుంది అన్నట్టు. సో అట్లా దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ఇంటర్ రిలేటెడ్. ఇవన్నీ చాలా చూడడానికి చాలా చిన్న 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 విషయాలు, కానీ అందులో ఒకసారి ఆలోచిస్తే దెర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ డీపర్. మనం ఒక్కసారి ఇవన్నీ కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ తో వస్తాయి.
అవును, నేను అనుభవిస్తే తెలుస్తుంది ఇదంతా ఇంటర్ రిలేటెడ్ అని. అసలు ఆ థింకింగ్ ఎలా ఉందంటే, ఒకసారి మా పాప కోసం అందరూ నెగిటివ్ చేశారని ఇంకా అందరినీ దూరం పెట్టేసి ఆ టైప్ లో చేశా.
మనం ఒకటి ఏమర్థం చేసుకోవాలి అంటే, ఎప్పుడైనా మనం ఒక కర్మని అనుభవిస్తున్నాము అంటే అది మన కర్మ ఫలితమే. అది మనం చేసిన పని కాకపోతే అది మనం అనుభవించాం, అది మనకు ఎఫెక్ట్ కాదు. మనము నెగిటివ్ గా అనుభవిస్తున్నాము, మనం ఒక బాధను అనుభవిస్తున్నాము అంటే అది మన కర్మ. అది మనకు అర్థం కాదు. అది ఎంతసేపు మనం వేరే వాళ్ళని, వీళ్ళు నాకు అది చేశారు, వాళ్ళు నాకు అది చేశారు, వాళ్ళు నాకు బ్యాడ్ చేశారు అని ఆలోచిస్తాం గానీ, అది మనకు సెల్ఫ్ అవేర్నెస్ లోకి వెళ్ళం. మనకు చాలా కష్టం అది యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయడం. కానీ మనం ఒక్కసారి యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళి ఒకసారి అసలు ఎందుకు వచ్చింది ఇది అని మనకు ఆలోచిస్తే మనకే ఇంత పెద్ద చిట్ట వెళ్తుంది. మనం చేసిన తప్పులు
మన తప్పులే. అదే అండి, మార్నింగ్ చేసుకుంటున్నానండి ధ్యానం. మార్నింగ్ 5 to 6 ధ్యానం చేస్తున్నాను, ఈవినింగ్ ఏమో భగవద్గీత నేర్చుకుంటున్నాను, అన్నీ జరుగుతున్నాయి. కానీ
ఏం లేదు, మీరు ఇవన్నీ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు కూడా మీరు ఆ బ్రేక్ చేయడం అలవాటు చేసుకోండి. ఒక థాట్ వచ్చింది అనగానే దాన్ని బ్రేక్ చేసేసేయండి, దాన్ని కంటిన్యూ చేయకండి నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ కి.
మీరు చెప్పారు కదా, ఇప్పుడు బ్రేక్ చేసి హనుమాన్ని పెట్టుకోవాలి మన ఇంట్లో అని.
హనుమాన్ని పెట్టండి, అమేజింగ్ పని చేస్తుంది.
నాకు పక్కనే హనుమాన్ టెంపుల్ ఉందండి, వెళ్తాను రోజు ఈవినింగ్ వెళ్తాను, కూర్చుంటాను, కానీ హనుమాన్ మీదకి మైండ్ వెళ్ళదు, చూసేసి వచ్చేస్తాను.
అదే మనకు సరెండరెన్స్ తో ప్రాబ్లం మనకు.
అవునండి, అవును. అది మీరు హనుమాన్ మీద పెట్టాలి మైండ్ అన్నాక నాకు అదొక్కటి నేను చేసుకోవాలి రోజు అని అనిపిస్తుంది అనమాట అండి. అందుకే
చేయండి, అది 100% పనిచేస్తుంది అది.
అలాగే
మనకు ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే, దీస్ ఆర్ లిటిల్ థింగ్స్, కానీ అందులో ఎంత డీపర్ మీనింగ్ ఉందో చూడండి. మనం గుడికి వెళ్తాం, మనము ఒక 10 ప్రదక్షిణాలు చేస్తాం, కానీ మన మైండ్ ఎక్కడో ఉంది. మన మైండ్ ఏదో ఆలోచిస్తా ఉంటది, కానీ మన బాడీ ప్రదక్షిణాలు చేస్తుంది. మన ప్రాబ్లం ఎక్కడుందో అక్కడే ఉంటుంది. మన ప్రాబ్లం సాల్వ్ కాదు. ఎందుకు సాల్వ్ అవ్వట్లేదు ప్రాబ్లం?
మన మైండ్ ప్రాబ్లం మీదే
అసలు
ఉంది.
మనం చెయ్యాల్సిన పనిని చెయ్యాల్సిన విధంగా చెయ్యట్లేదు.
కరెక్ట్.
ఎప్పుడైతే మనం చేయాల్సిన పని ధర్మంగా ఉంటుందో, కరెక్ట్గా ఉంటుందో, నథింగ్ బాదర్స్ యూ. ఎవ్వరు బాదర్ చేయలేరు మిమ్మల్ని. మీరు ప్రశాంతంగా ఉంటారు.
ఇట్లా వచ్చినప్పటి నుంచి నాకు అసలు సైనస్ అంటేనే లేదండి. బ్లాక్ అయిందని చూపించుకోవడానికి వెళ్తే అర్జెంటుగా ఆపరేషన్ చేయాలనడం. ఇంకా అసలు ప్రతి పార్టు ఇలాగే అయిపోయింది అనమాట. ప్రతి పార్టు పని చేయకుండా అయిపోతుంది. నా వల్లే, నా థింకింగ్ వల్లే అని నాకు అనిపించింది ఈ మధ్య.
అవును, అది 100% ట్రూ. అది మన థింకింగ్ తోనే మనం డౌన్ అయిపోతాము. సో ఆ థాట్ ని మార్చేసేయండి మీరు.
అలాగే అలాగే తప్పకుండా అమ్మ. థ్యాంక్ యూ. హనుమాన్ మీదే పెడతా. హనుమాన్ మీద
వదిలేసేయండి హనుమాన్.
అలాగే. థ్యాంక్ యూ అమ్మ.
Master, can I play meditation?
Yeah, play చేసుకోండి. Thank you all.
Thank you everyone.
సర్వం శ్రీ కృష్ణ.
You can have a nice comfortable seat. And we are just gonna let go of ourselves. So for that, we are gonna take 3 deep breaths and just let go and relax yourself. Let go everything. Just free up your body and relax. Now you can focus on your normal breathing. Just focus on your breath. As you're focusing on your breath, shift your focus to your heart chakra. See your heart chakra illuminating with a beautiful bright white light. As you're breathing in, your heart chakra is opening. As you're breathing in, the heart chakra is open now. See a beautiful white, big lotus. In the middle of the lotus, on that flowered bed, invite your Archamurti. The Archamurti who is in your puja room. Please invite your Archamurti with the mother. See him appearing on that lotus bed. Now offer him a nice, beautiful chair to be seated on for both the mother and the Lord. Make sure that they are seated comfortably. Now nicely offer them a glass of water. After they drink the water, you can take that glass and put it aside. Now you can bring a nice, beautiful plate and ask them to lift their feet and put that plate underneath and ask them to put their feet in the plate. Now take nice tumbler of water. Make sure it's not like very cold or hot, just plain room temperature water. And make sure to just lift their garments a little higher so that it doesn't get wet. And we are gonna wash their feet. You can nicely rub the feet when you're pouring the water. Gently, do it very gently. Now take a nice soft cloth and dry the feet and take that plate of water and put them aside. And now take some basket full of, flower petals. Make sure that there is no, rough petals or anything hard in there. Just make sure everything, all the petals are like super soft. And offer those flower petals on the feet. You can offer tulsi too. If you want to sing any song, you can sing. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now that the flower petals are done, you can put the basket aside and take a nice sweet fruit, any fruit. Any seasonal fruit. We get oranges now, so you can offer orange or any fruit, whatever fruit you get in this season, you can offer him. If you need to cut it, nicely cut it into little pieces so that it will be easy for them to have it. Don't give the fruit as is and ask him to open. He will do it though if you ask. Nicely give the fruit pieces to his hand, to the mother's hand. And you can have a nice conversation with him. Whatever you have in your mind, you can talk to him. He will listen. Now that he's done eating the fruit, you can put your bowl aside and nicely light up a diya. We are going to do a Mangala Harati for him, for them. You can see it now. నామరూపములకు నిత్య జయ మంగళం నామరూపములకు నిత్య జయ మంగళం పవమానసుతుడు పట్టు పాదారవిందములకు నీ నామరూపములకు నిత్య జయ మంగళం నిత్య జయ అమంగళం ప్రహ్లాద నారదాది నీ నామారూపములకు నిత్య జయామంగళం. And put the harati aside and give him some water to just wash his eyes. And give him some water to drink. You can give nice, if you have coconut water handy, you can give him fresh coconut water. If you have a chamaram, you can nicely blow a fan for him. And you can sit at his feet and thank them for coming. Into our household. Thank them for being with us. Thank them for taking care of us. Thank them for listening to us. Thank them for being in every step of our life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sarva Krishna. If you want to keep meditating, you can keep meditating upon them with your focus on your breathing. Whoever is done, they can put their hands on their face and slowly open their eyes.
Thank you, everyone.